Okay, hello, welcome to this lesson. Today we're gonna be drawing these characters from the Pokemon series. This is called Eevee. So Eevee, sorry, this Eevee, and then we're gonna try to draw him, and we'll also be trying to draw later in a next lesson. We're gonna be drawing Jolteon, Vaporeon, and Flareon. Okay, we have so much more characters to draw later, but let's focus now on just drawing the base without evolutions, which is Eevee. Okay, so to get started drawing, I think the best way to do it is to look at the reference, just like this picture right here, because these characters are already existing characters, or so you just need to look at those. Try to take care of every single detail carefully. Try to draw every detail. So I'm gonna show you some tips to being able to do that. So first of all, you can trace. That's a good option as well. I will recommend that if you do it with a smart tracing technique, which is it means that you are basically studying the drawing while you try to trace it. Don't trace just because you want to trace, just do it with the learning about it. So what I'm going to do now is to, first of all, I will try to create like a base idea for the shapes. Let me just move this open here so I have a full view of Eevee or Eevee. So I will now try to build the basic shapes. I think the head could be like a circle, so I will use that for now. And then here we have the ears. Okay, that's okay. That'll be something like that. So I'm just trying to break everything into shapes. So this is the first exercise you can do. For the body, it has this kind of fur right here. So I think it's something like that. It's just basic shapes, okay? Then I will just go for legs. So it's kind of cylinders coming the front legs like that. There. There is one, the body is kind of small coming to this direction, and then we have the other leg on the other side, something like this. I know I did this quite fast, but that's the way to do it. Maybe the other leg will be there, and this will be something to work with the legs and the feet. And now I'll just draw the, or palms, because it's called palms, because it's like it's a kind of animal. All right, so this will give me an idea. So what can I do later? So the important part for this is to know the order. So this was the number 1, then I go for number 2, which was the 2 ears. Then for number 3, I create this part. So I'm going below, going on top, and then going downwards, creating the next shapes. This was 4, I think, then 5 and 6 for these legs, and 7. So this was just following the step-by-step process, creating this main shape. But this is not the actual drawing I'm gonna be doing. This is just to study the character, okay? And maybe you will get an idea of the size for the head compared to the body. And I think that maybe my head could be bigger than this one. So now let's go for the next stage. Let me just move this one right here, okay? So for this one, I'm actually, okay, I haven't mentioned this, I'm using Clip Studio Paint, but I just recording the canvas. And I'm using a normal pencil, a rough pencil, which actually works like a real pencil. So I'm trying to do it as close as possible to real life. I will use my eraser sometimes, but I will try not to use it too much. All right, so just when I did the main shapes kind of body. So I will try to do one body with more detail. Try to think about the shape I just did. Starting with the head, so I will just go with this side and the other side. I will try to build like some kind of an understanding for the shapes. Then I go the cheek right here, then goes down. Notice this way I'm doing it. It's like painting, okay? That's gonna help you to do easier. And I'm using a quite large or big pencil texture because that's also good for you to get into it, to practice it. So I think this might go like this will be like a nice or maybe good shape for the head. This will be the spiky hair on top. Now I just look at the reference and I try to compare if I'm doing it right. And this is important because when you create the face outline, you've got like some space to work easily. All right, then I will just take here, look at where the nose is kind of lower and the eyes. The eyes looks like a tear shape somehow. It has this small linings here. So I'll try, there is a distance between, I think the distance between the eyes should be around 2 eyes or even more than that. And there is less than 1 eye or something like that to the outside. So I will try to build that inside part here. So that will be 1 eye, here will be the other eye, kind of. So I will need to use my eraser here because I was trying to get it as good as possible. And then I'll just go down and build that tear kind of shape one side, and then on the other side it is. And now look carefully if you're just getting closer. It's not supposed to be perfect because that's not going to happen easily, because this is my first try. It should be your first try, second try. You will get better as you continue. Now I'll be drawing the circle here, which is like a light reflection or highlight for the eyes, and then I will draw the eye itself, I mean the pupil, and some basic shade right here. This looks kind of thick or low resolution, but that's good for this practice exercise. Now I will draw this extra lines over here, so that looks good for eyes. It's not perfect, but it's something closer to the original character. Now nose is on the lower part of the eyes here, and we have the mouth kind of smiling here on the sides. So that's my take on this one. So notice it's not that perfect, but I hope you can do something closer to this. Now let's go for the second part. I just completed the part number 1. Let me go back for that reference here. Part number 1, okay, the face. So I'm gonna go for part number 2. So that's gonna be the, I'm gonna erase just part of the head and build this. The size, I think, is around the same size as the head somehow. So I'll just go here and there, down here. Might be too big, I'm not sure, but I think this is good enough. I'll just draw the inside detail, just okay, like that, and the other side will be just like the same kind of size. So yeah, maybe it's too big, maybe it's too small, so that's something you will be improving as you continue doing more and more these characters. So that's one part. Alright, I don't think it's perfect. I'm not trying to make it perfect, and don't aim for perfection. I'm gonna erase some parts and try to play with something else here. I'm not trying to make it perfect, okay? It's just to learn from it. For the second one, I mean the second try, you might get a better result. So if I go back, my part number 2 was actually, let me check again, okay. I did the ears ready, so now I go for the 4 over here, which is the part number 3. So it comes from the outside of the cheek, right, like that, there, and the other side kind of goes over here, there, and I have one more, which is like the center here, kind of shapes like a bird, or comes like that. All right. So that will be, it's not perfect, remember it's not supposed to be perfect. And now I go for the part number 3, 4, which is the front legs. Okay, moving down to the legs. Yeah, there is one leg right here, the other leg kind of comes here. I'm kind of looking at the head and try to find the best placement for this. And it's kind of short, so I'll use this reference. You can do it like a pound around here, and then add those extra toes like this, let's say. Now going for the other side, kind of goes here. Trying to get it's a smaller size, but it should be closer. I'll be drawing this outside detail, and I'll join 1 and 2. Notice how this is shorter. That's because of the perspective, okay? Alright, now I will just go for the part number, let me see again. So this is important because you will follow in a specific order. So the next part will be the body, and then the legs, the back, the body. So I'll just go with this, it's quite short, and then this comes from the fork and downwards. And now now that's the next part. So I go for the other part, is I'll be erasing this just a bit because I want to get the same effect. This kind of goes in and out, and remember this technique, just go around making the shape, and once you have it, just add these extra toes to it, and you will get something good. Now the other leg is almost disappearing here, so if that's not the case for your drawing, you can completely draw the toes over there, no problem, but I think it's okay like that. So that will be like a very first kind of practice with this character, but there's one more part left, which is the tail. So the tail is kind of large, kind of goes closer to the ear, turns to this point, and then has this small detail, and then goes down. I think my tail kind of looks bigger than the actual character, so you can erase part of it and make this small. Don't fear to use the eraser to correct stuff, that's completely okay. And I will add this extra for detail here. I'm not doing colors for these drawings. I just want you to learn the basics. So this is the sketch. Okay, I was supposed to erase something, I just painted. All right. So here is the important part of this exercise. One is to learn about the order, which is step number 1, step number 2, step number 3, and try to copy and build your own character based on the reference. It's not going to be perfect. I think that my head could be bigger. Maybe there are some parts I can make better. But as you keep doing this once and twice and then keep doing, you will get to understand the character design. Then you might go to try the different poses. When I say just go with the basics, I can show you right here, and try creating something else. Just search online for one view angle for Eevee in the side view, maybe something like this. I'm not sure, I'm just playing here with an idea. And then you can just go with the 4 over here. So you will be creating like another view, another angle, see? So it will be like this. So it's just following this idea. So now go for this over there, and then the body, which is kind of small, and then the tail right here. So you will be trying to create your own version of Eevee, and that's the part that I think is the best part. I hope you can get to this point sometime. And it's basically just drawing a lot of this exercise. You need to repeat this exercise a lot, doing this step number 1 of the base practice, and then move to the actual details to build your character, and do it with this and do it with another one. And for the next lesson, we're going to try to work with some of these characters, and I will just show you something really cool, because as far as I can see, this character will have pretty much the same kind of body shape. So we will try to learn that body shape, so we will be able to change interchange details for this character. So if you learn how to draw this body, you might be able to draw all 3 characters at the same time. And something else you might learn is how to draw this face into kind of side view and then front view, and then you can apply that to different characters. Okay, so let's continue. Let's go here for the result. Just first try. Remember, this is just first try, so you can make second, third, and you will be getting better as you keep going down. Okay, so that's important. So I hope this was helpful for you, and let's continue within the next lesson.